What's up, YouTube? It's been a long time and I shouldn't have left you. But welcome back to Here's the Reason Why Your Streetwear Brand is Trash. Cue the intro. Like what you see here? Oh yeah, the jacket. This is available at arrogantapparelco.com. Spelling right here for you. This, as well as other t-shirts and accessories, are available exclusively online if you're not in the Columbus, Ohio area. If you are in Columbus, Ohio, feel free to contact me. I love doing local meetups and shaking hands. Shop while you can. This jacket I did not produce a lot intentionally because it has been in high demand for years, but there are plenty other items. Support us. We need all the support we can get. Thank you. And now back to regular scheduled programming. Focus. For today's little vlog, we're going to discuss the different printing techniques. That's vinyl, screen printing, and direct-to-garment printing. Only going to go over briefly the difference in the three and which will work best. That way that you don't look trash. And what do I mean by best? What I mean is the one that looks best for your brand. Every one may not work for you. They all three may work for you. We use all three at Arrogant Apparel. Mainly we use one over the other, but we're going to discuss why I choose what I choose and what you should choose going forward. All right, first up, let's talk about vinyl. So, got an example here. This is a Gildan sweatshirt, a little cheaper brand cotton. But this was in the beginning stages of Arrogant. Let's see if we can focus in here so you can see that. I don't know if you see the sparkles as well. Now, vinyl happens to be fairly popular with a lot of startup brands, mainly because the customized options are a lot wider in its range. Also, because the colors sit directly on top of the product. Now, with t-shirts, I'm not fairly fond of the vinyl look. It ends up looking very plastic. It sits directly on top of your product. I do, however, like using vinyl on jackets because their colors are a lot more vibrant. It doesn't bleed into the fabric. It sits right on top of it because it is a strip of vinyl that has been cut into your design. This jacket here, it's an older jacket. And again, it sits directly on top. Focus. And again, it sits directly on top of the product, so the colors seem to pop a little bit more than the other two techniques that we're going to discuss, but it does have its downsides. With my experience with dealing with vinyl, I've noticed that it has special care. If it's on a t-shirt and you put it in the wash and your wash is too hot, it can peel from the product. I've also noticed that sometimes in the drying cycle that the vinyl can begin to crack. So what is it about vinyl that draws people in? Mainly the customizable options. Let's say that you have a sweatshirt, you want a sample idea done, you can find a vinyl cutter fairly inexpensive and a heat press fairly inexpensive. And you can do all of your product yourself a lot more inexpensive than the other two. Right at the fingertips of your own hands, you can do it yourself. Cut out the middleman. But again, because it just sits directly on the product, on t-shirts it may look fairly cheap, but it is contingent upon what you want your streetwear brand to look like. That may be what you're going for. So with vinyl, you can have a minimum order of 1 shirt, or you can have 1,000 shirts. The issue is you're gonna have to peel and press each individual shirt, and that could be pretty time consuming. I think the vinyl technique is a good technique if you're gonna do family function shirts, or if you have an event and you just need custom pieces immediately, and each piece to be different and it be a one-on-one, it works perfectly fine for that. Now maybe I've just had bad luck with the vinyl cracking in the wash and dry. You guys let me know. If you've been lucky with it, let me know. I just haven't been so good when it's been on t-shirts and hoodies. Jackets, I've been perfectly fine. Alright, now this would be direct to garment printing. There's a lot of light here, so it might not focus well, and I'm sorry. But as you can see, you can put a lot of colors on direct to garment. With direct to garment, it's pretty much taking a t-shirt and putting it in a printer like a piece of paper. Press print, out comes a t-shirt with your design. The benefits of using direct to garment over the other two options is you don't have a issue with how many colors you're printing off. You have an image that has 3 million colors, and you have a printer that will print all 3 million colors with no problem. With vinyl, you don't get that option. With vinyl, it is each piece of color on a separate vinyl. Similar issue with screen printing, where you have multiple screens that you have to use multiple colors. Another cool thing about direct to garment printing is it's very soft to the touch. It blends into the fabric pretty well, whether it's cotton, polyester, whatever your choice of shirt or hoodie brand, it is very soft to the touch. The one problem that I do have with direct to garment is you are limited to where you can have your images or the size of your image. Say for instance, you have a 14-inch image that you would like printed on a shirt. Because it is going through a printer, most printer sizes aren't gonna print an image that big with direct to garment. You would use this option if you're gonna print like an actual photo, like you see people with those tour tees, or it may have a rap artist or whatever on a t-shirt. This would be the best option for that. Vinyl, you of course cannot do that because again, you're limited to the colors of the vinyl itself. Now, just like vinyl, there are a lot of places that will allow you to do a minimum quantity of 1. You don't get that option with screen printing. Vinyl, you can do an option of 1. Direct to garment, you can do an option of 1. And again, that's because it's going through a printer. All they do is upload your image and press print. Also, the issue that I have ran into with direct to garment, a lot of the times the colors are not as vibrant, especially with darker colored garments. But its capabilities seem to be limitless, especially when it comes to what you get on your garment, as far as print and color options. I personally use a direct to garment look over the vinyl look when I am doing a sample, solely because it looks the closest to what I present as product. It has a very retail look, similar to screen printing. A lot of cases not as vibrant as screen printing, but it looks really well. Now, because it is going through a printer, like vinyl, it is time consuming if you happen to invest into a direct to garment printer, because you're gonna load each individual shirt into the printer and it takes its time printing. Faster than vinyl, not as fast as screen printing, but faster than vinyl. And the last technique we're going to discuss, screen printing. This happens to be my favorite technique of the 3. Why is that? Simple. Efficiency. Let's say that I want to print off 60 shirts, 1 color. Unfortunately with vinyl, that means that I have to have each shirt done one by one, and I have to cut each piece of the vinyl piece by piece, peel it, place it directly on the shirt where it needs to go, heat press it. With Direct to Garment, I have to take my shirt, load it into the printer, press print, and I have to keep doing this same exact thing. With screen printing, most setups will allow you to have a station that has multiple stations for multiple shirts. So you can load, print, move to the next shirt. More efficient. Also, with cost, it is also cost efficient. So time and cost are the main reason that this is the choice that we choose at Arrogant Apparel. The major issue that a lot of people run into with screen printing though is its minimum quantity orders. You find some shops will have a quantity order minimum of 10 or 12. And this is when you're not doing your in-home printing. When you're doing startup, if you don't budget for that, that can end up being fairly costly. Now, you do happen to get a discount with the more shirts that you order. The bigger your quantity, the cheaper your print cost. Not so much with Direct to Garment and vinyl printing. With those, you may look out and find someone, if you're not doing it at home, that may cut their price when you get more. Not so much. Screen printing, it's almost always the same. The more you get in, the more they cut that price. The other flaw with screen printing, if you want your colors to pop, you've got to use a white underbase. And using a white underbase can make your one color print job now turn into a two color print job. Which that means they have to use two screens, which means they're going to charge you more because they're now using two colors. Now, which one would I suggest if you're starting off? Screen printing if you're worrying about cost and efficiency and speed. Direct to Garment if you're going to have a lot of colors that you're dealing with. I would personally only use vinyl if I'm doing a lot of jackets. That's just my personal preference. I don't really like the way that it looks on t-shirts and hoodies. That's me. Well, that's all I got for you today, YouTube world. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next week, hopefully. No more time off, I promise.